What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh with Greeley Volkswagen, and today I'm introducing the 2022 EV VW ID.4. This is the first time I've been able to review an EV, so this is pretty special. And looking at it, it kind of reminds me of a mixture between a Tesla and a Porsche. Inside, though, it's a completely different world. The large infotainment screen and the lack of an instrument cluster kind of reminds me of a moon rover. And it got me thinking, I wonder if Neil Armstrong, when he was driving his, was like, you know what? This would be a perfect design for a future VW. Probably.
The ID.4 is VW's answer to Tesla. It is a small SUV that feels bigger on the inside, has state-of-the-art technology, and a range of 250 miles.
Electric vehicles haven't quite reached the range and usability of their gas-powered rivals, so they have to be smart about how they manage their energy. For example, this panoramic sunroof is static. It doesn't open. There's no button that you can press to have the wind blowing through your hair. However, without that gaudy bar in the center, the view's a lot better.
Electric vehicles require significant ingenuity regarding energy consumption. Like the panoramic sunroof, the ID.4 finds ways to conserve electricity or give you the option to manage it. For example, the vehicle utilizes regenerative braking to return electricity to the battery when coasting or braking. Next, both interior and exterior lights can be adjusted through the infotainment system. And lastly, the climate control can be set to an optimized temperature without draining the battery.
Now, obviously, you can't just leave the vehicle outside to charge by the sun, though that is coming. You'll need to plug it in, and VW is kind enough to provide a charging cable. Simply plug this side into a 120-volt outlet, and then this Buzz Lightyear-looking gun into the charging port, and you're set.
Charging times on the ID.4 are also quite impressive. On the 120-volt Level 1 charger, it will take around 50 hours to reach full. 240 or Level 2 requires 7.5 hours, and a Level 3 fast charger will only take 40 minutes to reach 80%.
Since everything is powered by the main battery, the ID.4 has to find clever and cool ways to minimize loss. For example, watch this. The vehicle utilizes its intuitive start system to shut itself down when you exit the vehicle and then start right back up again when you re-enter.
Other futuristic ideas lie inside the technology. Minus things like the shifter, almost everything is touch. The climate control, infotainment screen, sunroof shade, door locks, door handles, and voice control all have that cutting-edge feel about them.
The ID.4 is definitely ahead of its time, and I can appreciate how VW made the interior look like Eve as opposed to the Beatles' Wally. But I think the white accents went a little bit too far. For example, the area here where the climate control button is looks more like the button you would press in a hospital bathroom when you've fallen off the john rather than a super advanced intergalactic robot.
The ID.4, being an advanced robot, does fit its personality. Its advanced voice recognition system is far and above anything I've ever seen before.
Watch this. Hello, ID.
Yes?
Turn on heated seats.
All right.
Hello, ID.
How can I help you?
Turn on interior lights.
Please select an ambient lighting setting on the screen.
One more. Hello, ID.
Yes.
Open sunshade.
Opening the sunshade.
This is absolutely crazy. I've never seen interactivity like this before. Pretty soon, we'll just be pressing buttons on our chest and teleporting across the solar system. If electric vehicles are the way of the future, what makes them better than gasoline engines? Well, for one, the amount of torque that you can get out of an electric motor is outstanding. This first edition ID.4 produces 201 horsepower, but 229 foot-pounds of torque. Next, maintenance costs. According to VW, the yearly maintenance cost on this ID.4 is around $72. Now compare that with the average gasoline vehicle of $207. You can now see why this is the new thing.
Almost every manufacturer now has invested heavily into EVs, which means that there are plenty of additional benefits other than maintenance and power. VW is currently offering 3 years of free charging. That's right. Working with Electrify America, you get 3 years of free charging with the purchase of every ID.4. You don't hear any deals on free gas for 3 years, do you?
It's pretty incredible how far EVs have come. I have to admit, when EVs first arrived on the market, I was very skeptical. I thought they were overpriced toys trying to solve a problem that had already been solved. But now that I'm sitting behind the wheel of this, it's amazing. It's like nothing I've ever driven before. It seems to float over the road rather than drive on it. It's kind of surreal. The acceleration is like a rocket and the handling is second to none. I can't even compare it with anything because it feels so different. It's light, it's comfortable, and quick. Blisteringly quick. In my Tiguan video, I mentioned that the electromechanical steering it uses gave it such a tight turning radius. Since this is rear-wheel drive, its turning radius is even better. This thing U-turns like a bullet ricocheting off a wall. Did you see that? Did you see that? This thing is insane!
VW definitely put their heart and soul into the ID.4. Apparently they wanted to be their next best seller. Better than even the Beetle. That means later this year they'll be releasing an upgraded all-wheel drive version with even more power and more options.
I'm absolutely in love with this thing, and I would buy one if I had $45,000 to spend, but unfortunately I don't. However, if you do, VW is now offering special orders with a refundable deposit of $500. Pick the color and options you want and talk to a salesperson at Greeley Volkswagen to get yourself set up with an all-electric future.
Thank you for watching this 2022 ID.4 walk-around video. Please like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new videos. Also, check out Greeley Volkswagen in Greeley, Colorado, or go to greeleyvolkswagen.com for the best car buying experience in Northern Colorado.